Hey everyone, we are going live. Hey Annette Wasilik.
Claudia, you feel so close and yet you're so far.
Well, welcome Annette to the first Sunday Songwriters. I was sharing this on my, trying to share it as a watch party. And Facebook always does things with its own way of doing things. So and I'm hearing an echo, so whatever you have volume going on, like on your phone or whatever, it might be on mine. It might be on mine. Yeah, it was on mine.
Okay, it came back on. Okay, I turned it back off. Hold on a second. Let me just.
So we always have these little technical things going at the beginning.
Right.
But I want to say, once you're ready, just look up at me and say, I am ready.
Okay, let me make sure I've really turned all. Are you hearing the echo?
No, it's good. You're good.
Okay. All right. Hey there. I'm ready.
Hey, okay. Well, welcome to the first Sunday Songwriters. Welcome, Annette Wasilik from Tacoma Park, Maryland, suburb of D.C. Yes? Is that true?
Yeah, that's right. Just over the D.C. line. It's right over there.
So you can see Washington from your front porch.
I can see Washington from here. It's a dumpster fire.
Yeah, you must hear like lots of stuff going on.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's awesome to have you. We started streaming, I think you were my first streaming show way back when. You said, let's do a streaming show. I said, really? And you said, yeah, it'll be great. And it actually was. And I've learned a lot since then, and I'm sure you have too.
Right.
And I haven't played, I've done so many streaming shows, but since then I think I've done like 2 live shows and regretted it each time they were outside. Or one was inside, we thought everything was better, it wasn't, and one was outside.
So
but,
you regretted your live shows?
Oh, yeah. They were after the last one when it was like a COVID scare, because we thought things were getting better in Texas.
Okay.
And actually, they were not getting better. So, yeah.
Right.
So, anyway, at any
I've
rate.
been having live shows on my porch, and all my neighborhood comes by, and they say stay 6 feet apart from each other, and
Well,
we're gonna really good. So
and we're gonna talk about that in a minute. But I would like you to start out with a song. What are you gonna do first for us to welcome everyone in? I'll shut up and make you big.
Thank you so much, Claudia, and thank you, Joel, at the NeWorlDeli here. And I'm going to sing a song that I like to start with, and folks who know my music like this song a lot, and it's about one of my favorite places. It's a little ocean town off the coast of Virginia. It's called Chincoteague. I'm going where the sky paints pictures every day. I'm going where the marsh grass is gleaming in the sun. I'm going where the wind tends my memory. There's no place else on earth I would rather be. I'm going where my first love lasts my whole life long. I'm going where there's a million stars to wish upon. I'm going where the sun rises from the sea and arcs across the sky and is swallowed by the Bay of Chincoteague. Oh, Chincoteague, Seabirds fly and dolphin dance for free. Oh, Shinkity, where my true love waits for me. Going where the dead and the living rest in peace, where the saltwater cowboys round up the wild ponies of Assateague. I'm going where the fireman's fair is just beyond the trees. Carousel lights up the midway night, summers by the sea. Oh, Shinkity, seabirds fly and dolphin dance for free. Oh, Shinkity, where my true love waits for me.
That's beautiful. And is that Chincoteague Island?
Misty.
Is that where the
Misty,
the
that's where they have
ponies?
the wild ponies.
Misty, yeah.
Well, Chincoteague is
Yeah.
the city, right? It's the island city, and the Assateague is the island where all the ponies live on in the wild.
Oh, it's so
And
beautiful.
swim
And it's
through.
such a mood, that song. It's just, I mean, what inspired you to write
Well,
that?
I wrote it while I
a-
was in Chincoteague, and
Oh,
it was
okay.
a big, high, screened-in porch, and I have, I always write when I'm there, and with the wind going, and it's one of my favorite places, and I'm in open sea, which is one of my, favorite keys to be in. So
Oh, yeah.
I love this tuning. So it just kind of came, and you know how it goes. You work and you whittle, and I really like it.
Well, you're getting applause on it. These
Hey,
are people who
Patrick,
are
hey,
watching, and
Patrick.
Richard, who's a friend of mine from Austin, and
Hi,
hey,
Richard.
Charlie, and Charlie's saying, "Hey,
Charlie,
Gail."
oh my gosh, I've been thinking about you, Charlie, so much.
Yeah, so
I'll give a
it's super
call.
nice. So, and there was a question, and hi, John. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And I also wanted to, there was a question, will it be archived? And yes, it's going to be on each of our pages, and it's also running on my YouTube page as well. So in case you know someone who, might like to watch this, but they are not on Facebook, but they go onto YouTube, they can tinyurl.com/YouTube Claudia Gibson. It can be there. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Joel and the NeWorlDeli, and to Greg, who runs the NeWorlDeli. If you're in Austin, they are open. I'm still streaming this show just because I've decided not to do indoor shows yet. But if you're there, go get some food from them. They have I miss being there. It's a great place, and they're so supportive of musicians and Austin artists and visiting artists. So it's a wonderful, wonderful place to play. And I look forward to playing there again in person. And I wanted to remind everyone, I'm kind of doing 5 things at once.
You're awesome. You're totally awesome.
Yeah, I'm awesome. Yeah, and this is usually too big, but I wanted to kind of just point out if you want to look down there, and you can point down there, Annette, too. Yes, down there. If you feel so inspired to tip, there's usually a tip jar that someone walks around with or on the stage. Please do. We appreciate it. And this is about it for my playing these days. Annette, I'm going to ask you in a few minutes before you play again about what you're doing with that. But it's always nice to feel appreciated. It's a free show, but if you're so inclined and you can, we know there's a lot of people out there you could be listening to. So we really appreciate you sharing it. So I'm going to do a song. Your song inspired me to play one about a place that inspired me to write. And it was a place that I'd only been to once. It was a very strange southern plantation.
I like this song.
Yeah, near Louisiana. And excuse me a second, because I've got some wire things going over here that I don't want to get caught.
Where's the puppy?
Oh, the puppy's outside the door because I put her bone up on the shelf.
Okay,
We were doing a rehearsal and she was gnawing away, and you're like, "What's that sound? Someone sawing down your house?"
I'm not sure what it is.
But anyway, I'm gonna make me big now because I can do that, and we'll come back to Annette. This is a song called Louisiana Sky, which is the title of an EP I put out last year, and I wrote it after visiting, walking the grounds of hundreds of year old slave cabins at an old plantation in Louisiana, and it just felt like it was talking to me, but I couldn't quite hear it. So I think of it as like a watercolor, maybe. It's called Louisiana Sky. 60 miles from nowhere, city lights left behind, just me and the highway in Louisiana sky. I heard the past come a-calling like a voice from up high, saying we all once lived here under Louisiana skies. Crossed a bridge over the bayou, sugarcane grows tall and wide, plantation cabins down an old gravel road. There's ghosts in the live oaks telling tales from old souls, blue beads in their pockets to keep off the evil eye. Couldn't lift them to freedom under Louisiana skies. And on their papers, first names only: Moses, Martha, and a child. Life's story is left here in cypress and stone, once flesh and blood, now dust and bone. Clouds darkened and swirled down, lightning crackled and cried. Tears of history were streaming from the Louisiana sky. said my prayer to the nameless and the Louisiana sky. Said you won't be forgotten under Louisiana skies. Oh, thank you. Gotta unmute. You gotta unmute your mic, Annette, because I can't. There you go.
I always clapping. Now you hear.
Now I hear the clapping, the sound of one hand clapping. I think of that Kurt Vonnegut book with the Slaughterhouse-Five with the little plunger people on the island of Tralfamadore, clapping away.
Well. So, when did you write that song? Were you driving with a top down?
Well, I was driving back
Struck you?
from New Orleans to Texas. And my sons had both lived in New Orleans for several years. And at that point, my oldest had left. And I was driving back from a songwriting retreat in Nashville with Mary Gaucher, as a matter of fact. It was wonderful.
Fantastic.
And then I stopped in New Orleans to visit my youngest son, who was still there. And then I drove back. And always over the years, we'd always seen these signs, take a plantation tour. And I was like, oh, it's so awful. It just made me, feel like, no, that's about the last thing I ever want to do, is take a plantation tour. And so I didn't. And I'm going to put this up here right now because I forgot to do that earlier. Actually, it's our little Christmas one. So anyway, but I had been looking at my husband's family history, and even though he's, Boston Yankee for a couple generations, we found out that his family originally, they were all Southern aristocracy plantation owners from Louisiana from right after it was opened up, after the Louisiana Purchase, and they were slave owners. And I had occasion about a year earlier to go to Tulane and open these boxes of family papers in an archive at a library and take out actual titles to human beings that were transactions of his great-great-grandfather, buying these people. And those were some of the names that I put in this. They were always first names of Moses, Martha, child age 3, and it was, and then so on the way back, I said, I really would just like to walk the grounds of one of these places and get a better feel for what life was like. And just, I wasn't thinking of writing a song, but just kind of, paying tribute in whatever sort of lame, tiny way I can, just to recognize, what was it like? And so I was outside of this one place in Monroe, I think I was, and I called up my husband. I pulled off the exit and I said, is there a historic plantation around here? And he said, yeah, there's a place called Evergreen, and it had these several 100-year-old cabins. So I went there and took a tour, but right when it started and right when we got to the slave cabins, all this Gulf storm just came in, and it was super dramatic, and it was kind of dangerous, but it was also, it just felt like, I don't know, I felt like something was kind of like saying to us, yeah, pay attention here. And so it was, I got home, and yeah, and I got home, and I had to write a song that night for my songwriting group, and the prompt was Evil Eye, and I wanted to work it in. I didn't know how, and then I just kind of Googled it, and I found out that on those southern Louisiana plantations, the slaves there, it was a holdover from African religions. They would carry around these little blue beads in their pockets to ward off the evil eye, which I was like, wow, it was kind of mind-blowing to think they were worried, they were thinking about the evil eye, but they were so stuck in this terrible place that there was no Harriet Tubman and Underground Railroad coming. They were, if you escaped, you went and lived in the swamp. And that was about it. So that's the story behind that one.
Well, it's a powerful song.
Thank you. Song. Yeah, it's funny because I've had mixed reaction to that song. I've had some people that I really respect really like it, and other people say no. It just seems like, I won't go into the words, but they didn't like it. And I had a man out in one place I was visiting. I played it, and he got up and walked out. But Vance Gilbert liked it, so I respect his opinion. So he's a
Well,
tough critic, so I figured that was
we
good.
all have such different responses to
I know.
lots of things for
I
different
know.
reasons. And,
So what's
Yeah.
what's going through your mind that you're going to be doing next?
what's going through? Well, I want to tell a story song. This is a song actually about a love story, and it actually happened to my brother. And he was in a very serious car accident on Valentine's Day years ago, and he was very, very, very seriously burned, over 60% of his body, and he was my kid brother, and I love him to my roots, to my marrow, and there was life before the accident and life after the accident, and he was seeing a young woman at the time, and they had been dating for years, and it's their story. It's a love story about an amazing couple, and it's called The Ballad of Johnny and Maria. Johnny and Maria were still just kids when they first fell in love. Maria knew they'd be married one day, driving the back roads with the wind blowing through their hair. The future was still far away. Oh, Maria, Maria, he'd say, I love your bright eyes and dark hair. Oh, Maria, Maria, he'd say, I'd follow you anywhere. It was a 2-lane road, and Johnny had a load of drywall in the back. The banks were steep with patches of snow. A car in the oncoming lane crossed that yellow line, and Johnny, he had nowhere to go. Oh, Maria, Maria, he'd say, I love your bright eyes and dark hair. Oh, Maria, Maria, he'd say, I'd follow you anywhere. The drywall crashed through the cab, trapped him into place. Couldn't reach his seat belt to save his life. And while one man held his head away from the smoke and the flame, another cut him out with his Swiss Army knife. Well, the months went by, Johnny lived and died, then he lived again. In that holy ICU, where the saints and angels are thick as thieves, and they look like you, they look like me, but they got more courage than most do. Oh, Johnny, Johnny, don't leave. You are my life, you are my destiny. Oh, Johnny, Johnny, don't leave. I'll be your wife, and we'll raise a family. Well, 20 years on, they're still going strong after walking down the aisle. They built a house and raised a family. And every day, every year on Christmas Day, friends and kins come in from far away. Sure, here's a sweet sight to see. Oh, Maria, Maria.
beautiful song,
It's
and
an
what a
amazing
beautiful
it's an
story
amazing
behind
story.
it. And that song, it reminded me a little bit of a Richard Thompson
Uh-huh,
song, just the
uh-huh.
way it told the
Yes,
story and the
yeah,
melody, because it has that real kind of almost English folk song
yeah. Well, I was very,
melody, but
very
it's
influenced by
beautiful. I mean, he's one
him.
of my
Yeah,
absolute
yeah, I
favorites. I'm a
know.
big
You guys have
fangirl for
met
him.
and like had photos
We
and
have, we
you guys are like
have.
Facebook friends. And
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we're not. Hey, I have to show you something really cool.
show
There's a
me, show me.
wonderful singer-songwriter I know from Zambia named Joseph
Oh my
Pupe,
God.
and he's watching, and he has always like very limited internet. But he's
Oh,
been part of a
fantastic.
Sunday morning show that I've been doing on occasion with a friend of
Uh-huh.
mine, Andy Revkin,
Okay.
who's from my old Hudson Valley area, and we used to be in a songwriting group together. And he has a thing called Sustain What, which is on. It's
Oh,
sponsored by
yes, yes, yes,
Columbia
yes.
University's Earth Institute, and
Right.
which you should come on too. But anyway, hi Joseph. It's so nice to see you
Hi,
out there,
Joseph.
and Richard is watching. Richard was in our Austin Songwriters group,
Yeah,
and he
yeah, it's an amazing. Is
loved
it
your
John?
song.
It's Johnny to answer the question.
Yeah, cool.
Johnny and Maria. Yeah, yeah. True
That's
story.
wonderful.
That's only the part of it. I could write a whole album side about this story.
Well, it's beautiful. And I really
Yeah,
thank everyone who's watching. And I'm trying to
yeah.
keep up with watching the comments while I'm watching other things and tuning up. And so I apologize if I miss anyone. And
You're
thank you for
rocking
those
it.
of you
You're rocking
who
it.
have sent us tips. You're so lovely. And a shout out also to Jim Carroll, who gave us, he's like a super fan here in the Austin area. And he gave us a shout out on
Oh
his
yes, I saw
Facebook
that.
page.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which was wonderful. So thank you to him and to all the people who I sent invites out to who are here. And
Excellent.
so thank you, thank you. I'm going to play a song that I haven't played for a while, and I played it this morning during the show I was talking about, and I realized that I had sort of hadn't played it in a while and sort of was forgetting words. So I'm going to give it another shot. But what's funny is I remember seeing Slade Cleaves once, and he said that. When you're concentrating on new songs and you forget the old ones, they let you know it. They get back at you. So with this one, I haven't even recorded this song yet, and I'm going to hopefully be recording some songs this year. I plan to do it like maybe 2 at a time, not do a whole album. But this is one I definitely want to do, and it's called Unbound. Coffee in a paper cup, swirl it around and drink it up. Sunrise shining on my skin. We're plowed on the interstate, signaling my change of fate. Unbound and ready to begin. 1,600 miles to go. It's just a couple days or so. There's time to contemplate my sins. I'm headed back to where I came, where everybody knows my name. Unbound, I'm starting out again. Unbound, love can't live on the dark side of town. It needs some hope to stick around. Unbound, and I can't live my life on the ground. And we just held each other down. I'm passing kids who smile and wave. There's billboards, license plates, reminders of the state I'm in. truck stop in Ohio, a stray dog's running down the road. Unbound, he's looking for a friend. Unbound, love can't live on the dark side of town. The lights smashed out and the shades pulled down. Unbound, and maybe now your own life will turn round. 'Cause baby, we just held each other down. Coffee in a paper cup, I swirl it round and drink it up. Tonight we'll see my journey's end. I pull out from this interstate, a different kind of road awaits. Unbound, I'm starting out again. Yeah, I'm unbound, I'm ready to begin. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
I was playing along. I happened to be
Isn't
in
it
the
so-
same key.
Isn't
with
it
the
so
cut
frustrating?
paper.
I was
doing
I was
pretty
doing that
good.
on
That was
yours too.
fantastic.
I was doing that on yours. Oh, here, I have to show you something cool before you start
Beautiful,
playing again.
beautiful song.
Let's
something
have a
cool.
shout out to Rob Ellen
All the way
in
from
Scotland. Yes.
Lovely.
The Medicine
Yeah,
Show,
oh my
Radio
God, I
Moose
looked it
Mobile,
up.
IMTV. They are
Yeah.
broadcasting partners. So thank you to anyone out there. And if you are out there and you want to somehow come onto Facebook and give us a shout out, tell us where you're. I'd love to have people tell us where they're listening from, because it's the one advantage that we do have in streaming, is that we can pull in people. It's not just a local Austin show. We can pull in people from all over. I can partner with you there on the East Coast, and people can be watching from Scotland. And
Is it Nain? I looked it up. I looked to see where his medicine
I'm not
show was.
sure. He'll have to tell us where it's from.
Yeah.
He'll have to tell us where it's
way
from.
up there, almost at the top of Scotland. It's just like crazy.
And Patrick
I
says,
haven't
great
gotten up
hearing
there
you
yet.
both again. And
Hi, Patrick. I miss you.
and my friend
Yeah.
Victor from Austin, El Presidente.
Victor.
Victor is a wonderful harmonica player and a friend, and he posted a picture of him in high school. We won't say how many years ago, but doing a cheerleading, jumping up in the air and like doing a split in the air like this. It was pretty
As Miss
awesome.
Sweetheart would say, I could do that once.
So thank you guys. Oh, and this looks like a friend of yours, Suzanne
Hey,
Coffey.
Suzanne, how
Who
you
says
doing?
she's enjoying things. Oh,
Yeah, we had
and
plans to get together, but we didn't.
and
because
hi
of
from the
COVID.
Highlands, the Wayward Ellen Boys.
Oh my
Sorry.
God.
Yeah, that's
Hi
pretty
from
awesome.
Highlands. Ooh,
So we got
maybe I should
everyone.
dance.
Oh, and Rob says it's Nairn, the fastest town in the north. Narn.
Narn. It's old joke. So fastest town, old joke. Okay,
Yeah.
it's fast and old.
So what do you have on store
Oh,
for
geez.
us?
I
What do you
was
have in
gonna-
store? I won't do a terrible
I was gonna
Scottish
do this
accent.
song, but it's. I think I'll just stick with it. This song I actually started to write in Austin the first time I was there. Actually, the only time I've been there, I think. And for my first Swerfa, and Claudia and I were roommates, and. You can choose to take a song prompt at the beginning of the conference, and then at the end of the conference, the final breakfast, sing the song that you've written for it. And I got this bizarre prompt that said, a restriction in a glass. And I was struggling with it. And if you've ever been to a conference of musicians, you know that there's not a lot of sleep that happens. And I was very sleep deprived. I had about 20 minutes before I was going to go and sing this song that I hadn't quite finished. in fact, hadn't really gotten a good start on. And in my bleariness, I changed the words to from restriction in a glass to deception in a glass, and everything just fell together, and I got a good start, and I couldn't wait to get home to finish the song. So this is a country song that I wrote starting in Austin. And it's on my album Love and Fire, which came out this year. In the hotel bathroom mirror, I saw a stranger there. She kinda looked like me, had the same streak in her hair, but it didn't show what I know to be true. My heart won and lost the cost of loving you, loving you. But I would pay it all again, just to love so deep and fast. But don't you believe all that you see? There's deception in the glass. Took the elevator down to the lobby bar. It was late, the singer, she was packing up her guitar, and I sat down around a whiskey place. First it warmed, then it burned, like your love turned on me, turned on me. But I could drink that bottle dry, but the forgetting never lasts. When my mind clears, your memory's still here. There's deception in the glass. I could drink that bottle dry, but the forgetting never lasts. 'Cause when my mind clears, your memory's still here. There's deception in the glass. Oh, there's deception in the glass.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Oh, it's so lovely. It's just absolutely lovely. And I remember I remember that particular year I couldn't even write anything because there was I just got like a prompt that had nothing and I was too sleep
Did
deprived.
we get any sleep? I think I'm still catching up on sleep.
I don't think so. So, can I ask you, is that song on your
It is
on your Love and Fire?
It sure is.
Which reached number six on the folk DJ chart, and number one on the NACC, which almost sounds like a sports
so the
thing.
college kids, the college radio.
Yeah,
so that was very,
yeah, that's
very,
awesome.
very,
That's
very
very awesome. That's just wonderful.
Yeah.
And I would like to say thank you to everyone who's tuning in and watching, and just kind of say, if you're so inclined to tip, that information's on the bottom for Venmo or for PayPal, and also so are our websites. And I know that some of my friends might not be as familiar with Annette as they are now, and they're probably saying, "Oh, she's so good," because that's what I see. What people are saying, that it's great, and that also people who are Annette's fans and followers may not be as familiar with me. So please go to our website, sign up. What do you have shows coming? Tell me really quickly. What are these things that you're doing? You're doing a show on your porch?
Right. Well, I live in a very artistic and sweet neighborhood where my house is on a corner. It's a little house. I like to say it's so small I can plug my vacuum cleaner into a particular outlet and get every room in the house. So I see you have this nice sweeping background. Yeah. Wow. Right here.
Yeah.
So it's a little house on the corner with a little yard, and people are able to come and sit 6 feet apart. And they've been asking me now, when's the next concert? And I've been having these concerts since COVID, and I've had really wonderful local people, and
That's
and
great.
some great people. We had Tom Posato Rao a couple of times.
Oh, and Tom is just, I mean, the songs he writes, the $20 bill song he wrote after George Floyd's death.
Yeah, $20 bill.
He's such a treasure, and
Really
I came to him late in the game. But he's just absolutely fantastic.
So we've been having these concerts on my porch, and I didn't think that COVID would bring me a venue, but I said during our last concert that I need to start serving beer and pizza.
Well,
Hey,
people,
Kim, how you doing, sweetie? We're going to do a thing. And
she wants to visit.
but
and
it's gotten cold, so I don't know that we're going to do another one real
Yeah.
soon. We have to see how
we
it
built a
goes.
stage in our garden. My husband built it, and he has a beautiful garden. And
Excellent.
we're going to start having, I think, shows in the spring once things get a little bit safer. And it's harder. We'll stream them. It's harder to stream outside. I'm in. It looks like a big room, but it's actually a little room. It's not a very big room. My house isn't very big, but it's a little harder to do sound outside for a live stream because you've got it's just, this is a nice quiet room.
Trucks going by. River.
And
You've got a river in the back of your house, right?
Well, no, I don't right now. It's seasonal. In the spring, it's a little creek. Yeah, and we're near the Blanco River, which looks like a creek. Anyway, I'm gonna get going on another tune. I'm gonna do a song that is based on something true, and I hope I can remember all the lyrics because it is a song about my grandmother. It's based on her story of coming over here as a very young girl, just after the turn of the 20th century. She was about, we think she was about 14, and she had been orphaned. Her father had died. Her father had remarried, but her mother had died in childbirth, I think, with her younger sister. And then after the father died, the stepmother had a couple more children, and said, no, now you have to go live with your relatives in the States. And that's how she came to this country from Belarus. Her name was Bessie, Bela, Axelrod, and I called her Nana. And I still have, I was going to bring it up and I forgot to, the picture that she came over with of her father, who was so handsome. I had a crush on him growing up. He used to hang in the hall. Anyway, this song is called. This is a story of immigration from a more maybe innocent time, maybe not, but a more removed time. It's called Promised Land. Let me remember how to start it. Papa died the 19th of September. They sent us all 1 month to the day. Me and Lina with a tattered old brown suitcase, Papa's portrait tucked inside the safe. From Liverpool and steerage glass, noses pressed to dirty glass, tossing on the ocean 10 long days. Oh, Lina, sister, take my hand. See the lady with the torch. Could this be the promised land? Oh, Lina, she's reaching out her hand, shining at us from the shore. Welcome to the promised land. The promised land. We're living with our cousins down on Broome Street. Our old world life, it seems so far away. Now I'm 14 and working in a factory, sewing ribbons on for 50 cents a day. Like the candles Friday night, Saturday dawns clear and bright, taking Lina on the streetcar to the bay. Oh, Lina, sister, take my hand. See that lady with the torch now. We're living in the promised land. Oh, Lina, liberty she stands, shining in our newfound home. Welcome to the promised land. The promised land. Tired and poor, orphans at her door. Still her light ushered us in, and here we stay, living word day by day. And now we are American. Oh, Lina, sister, take my hand. There's the lady with the torch. We're living in the promised land. Oh, Lina, liberty she stands, shining in our newfound home. Welcome to the promised land. The promised land. The promised land.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I might run down when you're
That's
playing
it.
and go get that picture just to show you how oh, you know, and I'm looking and I'm like, oh wow, we've been talking so much. We really only have like about
Yeah, how many
10
more
minutes
songs do we
left.
have?
So maybe a song each. We can go over a little bit.
Let's go over.
We'll go over a little bit. We'll go over a little bit.
Yeah, I can. So
Whoops.
you saying 2 more songs?
Yeah, let's do 2 more each. If people want to hang out, if we see people dwindling down and going away,
Oh no, there's just gonna be more and more people just coming. It'll be like catching fire.
Okay, we'll do one quickly, and just tell me the name of it and go right into it.
It's called The Dream. I dreamed last night my house was burning down. I dreamed last night my house was burning down. Looked out my window, fire was burning all around. Flaming bush is blocking my doorway. A flaming bush blocking my doorway. Heard a voice calling and saying, people, you got hell to pay. Then a two-headed beast rose before my sight. A two-headed beast rose before my sight. Hissing and a wailing, a demon of a night. Cover my ears, hear the weeping and moan. Oh, cover my ears, hear the weeping and the moan. Puts a chill in my blood and a shiver in my bones. Oh Lord, have mercy on us all. Oh Lord, have mercy on us all. Voices crying in the wilderness, we refuse to heed the call.
Yay!
Not a feel-good song.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. And I apologize, I knocked my internet cable out in the middle of all that. Oh, and my pup has come to say hello, the lovely Dolly, saying I want to be in the show because I'm so adorable. There she is. She's gonna go sit down. Here, come on, sit down over here. Come on, there you go. She's lovely. I'll show you her. There she is. Hey, Dolly. She's my rescue dog from the summer. Well, I went downstairs to, that's why I was knocking things over, because I came back up and I was sitting down and I knocked my internet cable. But I found my picture of my incredibly handsome, let's see.
Let's see if we can't see. There you go.
There we go.
Oh my God, he's fabulous.
Wasn't he a babe? Yeah.
Yeah. He looks like trouble. Actually.
He was not. He was a scholar. His name was Isaac Axelrod. He was referred to as a rabbi, but I don't think he was a religious rabbi. He was a teacher and a scholar. Yeah, and apparently a poet. And young men, the family lore is young men would come and would, study with him and learn from him. And so I love the fact that he was a poet, because I always wondered, where did I get any, ability to work with words or write songs? And I'd like to think it was, possibly from my grandfather, and I would have loved to, from my great-grandfather, I would have loved to have met him. Yeah, he was my great-grandfather. So I'm going to do a song kind of piggybacking on that, and I'm leaving you in here for a minute just because I wanted to talk about it. The song, I was so excited to see the other day that DACA is being reinstated by a judge, the Dreamers Act, and I had written this song called Dreamers, which was the first sort of, I don't have a lot of them, but it was the first sort of social justice type song that I wrote, social conscience, and I submitted it to the Woody Guthrie songwriting contest, and lo and behold, it won. It was the first thing I ever got any recognition for. It was a couple years ago, but it's called Dreamers, and I'm gonna, in honor of that event, playing, and also because it is a song about immigrants, just like the one of about my Nana and that side of the family. This is more the story of my students that I've worked with for the past 10 years up in Austin, so a lot of them. Anyway, I'm going to just put me on the camera and not talk anymore, and hope I can play it, because I haven't played it for a while, so hopefully the song isn't mad at me. It'll be forgiving. This is Dreamers. She has walked through desert sands, huddled down inside a truck, clutching at her mama's hands, both praying for a little luck. Crawling underneath barbed wire, he was barely 3 years old. Daddy carried him for miles, not a peep, just like he was told. Dreamers, they have lived here all their lifetime, in this land they call home. All of their school days and every friend's face are from this place, the only life they've known. Growing up between two worlds, homework, friends, and football games, knowing just one traffic stop could leave her life forever changed. Go to college, find a job, serve your country, make your way. Choices that he cannot make when it's a fight just to remain. Dreamers, they have lived here all their lifetime, this country they call home. All of their school days and every friend's face are from this place, the only life they've known. to the land where they were born? Could it be the dreams they share are big enough for us all? For us all. Dreamers, they have lived here all their lifetime. This country is their home, all of their school days, and every friend's face are from this place. The only life they've known. Thank you.
I've been doing harmonies. I think we should just
work up some
together.
stuff,
Yeah.
and then when we can
Yeah,
play
should do
again. So it is 4:00, a little bit after 4:00, but I see we still have people tuned in. We have like a lot of people tuned in, so we're just going to play maybe a song each more. We'll go over a little bit. And thank you, all of you who have been tuning in. Don't go anywhere. Hang out there. Annette's going to play another song. Please check out her website, AnnetteWasilik.com. The spelling is down there. I'll make it even bigger so people can see it, and I'll put it in big bright blue. And also, if you're so inclined to tip us, who've been singing our little hearts out for you this afternoon, please do. There's my PayPal and my Venmo, and I share with Annette. I don't hog it all to myself.
Yeah. This is where the big money is, you know.
The big money, yeah. You forget about the Wall Street stuff. Just start playing folk music streaming on Sunday afternoons, and you too can be rolling in the money and have a $200 cello behind you. So tell me what song you're going to play and go to
I think
it.
I'm finishing with "The World's on Fire." This is also.
I love this song. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and sing along. Yeah, do we have latency issues? I guess we do.
Yes, we do. I'll sing. I'll
Yes,
silence
we
myself
do.
and sing along.
Okay,
Go ahead. Go
silence
to it.
yourself. All right. Here's "World on Fire." Thank you, everyone, for listening, and thank you, Claudia. Thank you, NeWorlDeli, and it's really been a pleasure. So thanks so much. This is called "The World's on Fire." Precious world, green and blue. My heart aches for the love of you. Everywhere I turn, seems we've all gone wrong. But I don't believe all our love is gone. The world is on fire. The world is on fire. The world is on fire. Come lie with me. The world is on fire. The world is on fire. The world is on fire. Come lie with me. The water's rising. Hold me close, my dear. Don't have to die. Heaven and hell's right here. The mountains moan and the rivers rage. The rocky God knows, but he's not talking. God knows, but she's no wishing well. God knows, but they're not talking. God knows, but only time's gonna tell. The world is on fire. The world is on fire. The world is on fire. Come lie with me. The world is on fire. The world is on fire. The world is on fire. Come lie with me.
Oh, yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful. That's beautiful. And it's just, it's, what's the word? Kismet, because this is the next song I'm playing. Well, you'll hear in a minute, but I just had to share this this lovely remark that this man named Keith Pisker said. I came upon the link to this live show by chance. I'm loving the songs by both of you listening from Minnesota. And that's the kind of thing.
Hello, Keith. Thank you.
That's the equivalent of some wandering in off the street, but it's up from cold Minnesota, and I'm sitting down here in warm near Austin, Texas. So thank you so much. And Bob Ryan and
Bob Ryan.
Pat Schneider and Joanna Howerton, who's my dear friend from here in Austin. So it's so nice to have everyone, just show up. Thank you so much. I'm going to play for my last song, and I'm going to, even though I'll ask you to mute when I start. You don't have to mute yet. But yeah, when I'm singing, I will. But this song is in the same key as your song, and it's one that I just kind of wrote in my songwriting group, and I wanted it to. I had the idea when I was writing it that I just wanted it to sound like kind of an old folk, almost like a Carter Family type classic. So it's called Shine On. Cast your old cares away at the end of the day, and lay down beside me and close weary eyes. When our work here is done, we will fly to the sun and shine on forever in light. Sometimes the world feels so heavy, the burden of years as we toil and we strive. When luck is not even or steady, keep your hand on the tiller and eyes on the prize. Cast your old cares away at the end of the day. Lay down beside me and close weary eyes. When our work here is done, we will fly to the sun and shine on forever in light. My lifetime companion, for better or worse, we have carved out a life. Love can bridge rivers and canyons. Take my hand and together we'll cross this divide. Cast your old cares away at the end of the day, and lay down beside me and close weary eyes. When our work here is done, we will fly to the sun and shine on forever in light, and shine on forever in light.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Annette Wasilik,
Thank you,
for
Claudia.
Wasilik,
Thank you so
sorry,
much.
for being my special guest today. It's been wonderful. I wish we could play for another hour. Thank you to everyone who's watching from all over the place, whether you're an old friend, whether you've just wandered in, whether you're in North America or Africa or New York or Minnesota or Scotland. Thank you, Rob, for hosting us. Thank you, NeWorlDeli, and Joe McCall and Greg for having us on your platform as well. And I will be back. I don't play every Sunday in this show, but it's the first Sunday of every month. And next month, I believe I'm not sure. I know I have 2 different people, and we had to work out which date they're going to be here. But we've got some great people. I just wanted to let you know also that on December 16th, I have another show called the 50/50 Hour, and my very special guest is going to be Reggie Harris, who's kind of a folk singing legend. He's just fantastic. That'll be streaming on my music page, Claudia Gibson Music, and also on the 50/50 Hour and on Reggie's page. So if you like it, just come back to my music page or go to my website. Thank you for all those who tipped, and thank you, everyone. We're going to say goodbye now, and I'm going to ask Annette to not log off because we get to stay in the studio and say hi for a minute.
Thank you.
But
everyone.
all
Thank
of you who have been
Bye-bye.
here, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. Bye.
Thank you so much.